when I was about, I think 6, which would put it around 1975, we went camping. My grandparents, my mom's parents, had a camp. It's in a little place called Shawtown in New Hampshire. And they used to go all the time. My grandparents went all the time. They had a camper, which I thought was the coolest thing ever because there weren't home computers or games or anything like that yet. We went with a tent, and we got the site next to them, and that was where we were going on vacation. And so 6-year-old me, my 4-year-old sister, my parents were kind of next door at my grandparents' site at their campfire the first night that we were there. Now, the way that Shawtown was set up is it's all dirt roads, and the main roads, they have streetlights. They also have little cartoon figures. It was Woody Woodpecker and there was Bugs Bunny, and they would point down the side roads where the actual sites were. So kids, you wouldn't have to read a street sign or anything. You just know that you went where Bugs Bunny was pointing and you would get to your site. We were down the Woody Woodpecker road. So we're down on the Woody Woodpecker road. We're gathered on my grandparents' campfire. Night falls. It's dark. I'm a city kid. I needed to, I don't know why my sister didn't go with me. I assume she was only 4, that she had already fallen asleep. But I needed to, get ready for bed. When it was time for me to go to bed, I was the only kid. I had to go get ready for bed. Which means I had to go up to the bathhouse in the lighted portion of the campground. Toothbrush, wash my face, and I could come back and go to bed. I decided I could go by myself. Not a big deal. I know where it is. It's one road. I know how to get back. Woody Woodpecker's pointing the way. We're good. But it's never having been outside the city that I can recall before I was 6. I didn't realize that the road was going to be fucking pitch black. It was going to be so dark, but it was okay because it's like a tunnel. And at the other end of the tunnel is the lighted road that takes me to the bathhouse. Great. Fine. I can walk down the road from the campsite. We're cool. I just keep my eyes on that lighted road. Not a problem. Put my little flip-flops on because I got to have shower shoes because I'm going to the bathhouse and my mother didn't want me to catch something and have my feet rot off. It was the 70s. People were worried. And so I, hiked out to the bathhouse. Everything was fine. Did my business, washed up, brushed my teeth. Everything's cool. I am a goddamn grown-up. I'm okay. I start heading back. I find Woody Woodpecker. He points down the road. I get to the end of the road. I'm looking down the road. The thing I didn't anticipate, because I was only 6, was that when you're in the lighted portion on the lighted road, looking down the pitch black, unlighted road, you can't see anything. It is scary as fuck. And I'm wearing stupid flip-flops that you can't run in. So I kind of leaned around a little bit, trying to change the angle so that maybe I could see the campfire through the trees, something that would tell me how far down that deep, dark throat of a road I had to go. Couldn't see anything. So I, toothbrush in one hand, I bent down, took my flip-flops off. And anyone who can run in flip-flops, I salute you. I can't even walk on the damn things. And I'm, as a grown-up, never mind when I was a kid. But toothbrush in one hand, flip-flops in the other hand, and I start hot-footing it down that road. I can't see a goddamn thing. All I'm trying to do is not run into a tree. Once I was on the road, my eyes started to adjust a little bit, and I could make out some of the trees. I could tell that I was still on the road, which was good because I didn't want to run full tilt into a tree. And just as I realized that I can see the trees and I can see the road that I'm actually on, from around one of the trees, a shadow figure leans out and reaches for me with the longest arms in the world. And it says, "Rob." And the scream that came out of me was probably heard all through New England. And I ran faster. I have no memory of after the "Rob" actually getting to the campsite, but I blasted full tilt into my dad's chest. I'm hysterical. I'm screaming and crying. He wants to know what's going on. He wants to know what's wrong. My grandparents are gathered around. They want to know what's wrong. All I can tell them is that there's someone back there. There's a thing back there. There's someone, and it's after me. It's after me. And they all look back, and I turn around and look, and my mom comes walking out of the darkness into the camp, into the campfire light, horribly apologetic, and just, she's so sorry. And she explained that she came out. I had been gone for a while, apparently, because I took so long bucking up the courage to go down that dark road, that she came to fetch me. And she got about halfway down the road, and she saw me standing there looking around, and she thought that me looking around, I saw her. And then I took my flip-flops off, and I started to run down the friggin' road. And it wasn't until I was passing her that she realized, oh shit, he didn't see me. So she just leaned up to get my attention, never thinking that she was going to scar me for life by calling out my name and grabbing for me when I was running by in the dark road. So, okay, fine. I was 6. Kids are resilient. I got over it. My sister was crying while I was screaming and crying, but then for the rest of the trip, while we're out, would just come up to me and do "Rob" and just try to make me cry, because that's what siblings do. So I had that as a story in my head for why I was scarred for life, and this is why it has nothing to do with my dad jumping off of the fridge. And my mom maintained that story for about 25 years. So we're fast forwarding 25 years now. I'm a grown up. I'm an adult. My dad has his own business working as a contractor, and he hired my best friend. So my best friend was working for him when they had a little tiny company Christmas party. And my mom went to the Christmas party, and she had a little bit to drink, and she got a little bit like laughing. And I have no idea. I wasn't there, so I have no idea how the story came up. But apparently Paul asked about it, and she finally fessed up and said, actually, no. She did come out to get me, to fetch me, but she saw me looking, knew that I couldn't see dick, couldn't see her at all, and then she stepped off the road behind a tree, waited for me to come by, because she thought it would be funny to lean out and scare the living shit out of me.